My name's Olivia. I'm a mindset teacher and coach, and today I'm really excited because I get to share with you one simple way of changing your negative thinking into more positive, empowered thinking. And you're actually going to be surprised as to how easy and quick this is to do. So let's get right in. What I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and draw a line on the paper, in the middle of the paper. Draw a line all the way down in the middle of the piece of paper. And what I want you to do is on the left column, I want you to write down any and all negative thoughts that you have had over the last 7 days. Now, when I ask people to do this, and when I ask my clients to do this, it can be hard to come up with these because sometimes we're not even aware of the types of thoughts that we're having. But do your best, and also note that it'll get easier the more you do it. So the more you spend time on really looking back at your week or looking back at yesterday and thinking, what were the negative thoughts that I had yesterday? What was I thinking about yesterday? What was incredibly disempowering yesterday that I was focused on? You're going to find that bit by bit, you're going to come up with actually some of the thoughts that have come up over the last few days that have been really low or destructive or quite limited thinking. Right? So it might be something like, yesterday I remember actually thinking that I was really stupid because I was struggling to figure that thing out. Or yesterday I noticed myself saying that I'd gained weight and that I was really fat and just being really harsh, just harsh to myself. Or maybe you can remember, like the other day, I remember just telling myself that I was a complete idiot because I missed an appointment, or whatever it might be, right? And I want you to write down on that left column on your piece of paper any disempowered thought or any negative thought that you've had over the last 7 days. It won't take you very long. It'll take you a few minutes. You can obviously take as much time as you want on it, but just put a bit of energy, put a bit of time into it, because you will be amazed at how many thoughts go through your mind that are actually quite disempowering. I've done this exercise myself and it's pretty full on. So that's the first thing you do. On that left column, hopefully you have anywhere between 5 to like 100 thoughts on that side, right? Depending on how much time you spend on this. Then on the right-hand side, that right-hand side column, I want you to put a little arrow into that right-hand side column. And for each negative thought, I want you to come up with a more empowered, more positive thought that you can start using instead. So, for example, if yesterday you thought to yourself, I'm such an idiot, I'm so stupid, this isn't working, maybe what you could think instead is, I'm learning and I'm going to figure this out, or I'm learning and I'm figuring this out, or I am smart enough to figure this out. Whatever, you can choose the positive or empowered thought that you have, but I want you to take a little time for each one of those negative thoughts to think, what could I be thinking instead in that moment that would be a little bit more empowering? It doesn't have to be completely false or completely like some sort of lie, but more of an empowered thought that if you start focusing on that, that's going to actually move you to action and get you a better result, right? So on the left-hand side, on that left-hand side column, you'll have all of the negative or more disempowered thoughts that you had throughout the week. And on the right-hand side, in that right column, you should have a positive or more empowering thought for each one of those negative thoughts. Now, what are you going to do with that piece of paper once it's done? Well, ideally, you can put it up on your fridge or put it on your bedside table or put it, with a magnet somewhere around your room so that you can see it every day. And every time you have that same negative thought, so I'm an idiot or I'm too stupid to figure this out, you can look at the sheet and be like, no, this is the thought I'm going to think instead. And you can repeat that in your own mind, or you can say it out loud a few times. And it might sound so simplistic and it might sound so tedious to kind of do this, but what we're really doing is we're training your mind to have a different habit, to have a different thought process, right? And so in the beginning, it is going to be a little bit tedious. It is going to take a little bit of work because you're basically training your brain and you're training your mind to do something it's never done, because it's gone in the habit of telling yourself that you're an idiot, or it's gotten into the habit of telling yourself that you're terrible with money, or it's gotten into the habit of saying that you always forget forget things, or that you never follow through on things, or whatever it is that you've been telling yourself your whole life or over the last 10 years. So we're basically training your brain to start thinking differently than it ever has. So be patient with yourself, be kind and compassionate with yourself when you're doing this, and realize that it's gonna get easier, it's gonna get more automatic and more automated, and the more you change your thought, so each time you notice that negative thought, you look at your sheet and you think, no, I'm gonna think this instead. Repeat that a few times out loud, repeat the positive thought in your mind as many times as you can, right? 2-3 times. And the more you do this day after day after day, what you're gonna find is at some point there's gonna be a tipping point, and your mind is going to start thinking in a more positive way. And it's going to start automatically going to the positive thought instead of the negative one. And that's why this exercise is so powerful. And yes, it doesn't happen overnight, and it does take practice, it does take a bit of effort, and it does take a little bit of energy to get into this each day. But what you'll find is that your thinking can change so drastically by doing this. So remember, you take out a piece of paper, you draw a line in the middle. On the left-hand side, you've got all of your negative thoughts that you've had over the last week. On the right-hand side, you draw a little arrow and you say, what are you gonna think instead? Whenever this one negative thought comes up, what am I gonna think instead? For this second negative thought, whenever that one comes up, what am I gonna think instead? And just continually doing that until you get to the bottom of the list. And then throughout the day, anytime you notice yourself having that negative thought, go grab the sheet and tell yourself the opposite of what's on there. Go to that positive side and go to that space. I'm so excited for you to do this. I genuinely believe this can really start shifting the way that you think, and then of course how you feel, and then how you take action. And yeah, let me know how you enjoy this. Remember, if you're loving this, remember to like it, remember to comment, and remember to subscribe to my channel. If you need any other help or more support, remember that you can get all of that on my website under oliviacharlet.com. I send out emails to give you so much on how to drastically change your mindset, how to change your belief systems, your thinking patterns, and also your daily habits and actions to create bigger and better results in your life. So have an incredible rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you